Every child has to deal with family expectations, and for Randy Spelling, son of legendary TV producer Aaron Spelling, that has been a tall order. Being born to one of the most successful television producers in history has many upsides. For Randy Spelling, being the son of Aaron Spelling, the prolific producer of shows like Charlie's Angels, Dynasty, Beverly Hills 90210, and Melrose Place, meant attending Hollywood premieres, having access to film sets, and living in a 56,000 square foot mansion with 27 bedrooms. Having such a famous last name has come with many downsides for Randy. It was assumed he would enter the family business, but Randy wasn't always so sure. He considered acting and even ran a record label, but while it spoke to his creative nature, it couldn't fill the void inside. So he turned to drugs and alcohol, which was an ongoing cycle that almost killed him. Shortly after his father's death, and much soul-searching, Randy got clean and turned to meditation. His love of psychology and personal development laid the groundwork for him to leave Hollywood and devote his life to a new calling. Please welcome Randy Spelling to the doctors. Randy, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Hi, Dr. Orden. Hi, Dr. Judy.
Hi. As the child of an iconic TV producer and a famous actress sister, Tori, were you expected to follow in your family's footsteps and continue the legacy in that specific way?
Yeah, my parents never really said, Randy, you have to go into the entertainment industry. I think my father had an idea that I would. I think there was a hope, but they never sat down and said, you have to do this. The world around me, though, I mean, friends and people who would come up to me just assumed that I would, because there is this iconic family business that happens to be Hollywood with glitz and glamour, and so many people want that there was this assumption that that's just what I would do. I would follow in those footsteps.
What's been the downside of having a famous family?
The downside has been people's preconceived notions and judgments and ideas and expectations about who I am. And it's hard to fight against that. And in some ways, I think it's easier to show up to a room where nobody knows you versus showing up where people have an idea, pre-existing idea of who you are. And I think for celebrities, it can be a really lonely place because they know that people look at them and feel that they have everything and it must be so easy. So I think there's this guilt and shame and embarrassment around sharing their struggles with other people.
We know you've been open about some of these struggles, in particular with drug and alcohol addiction. And, we see so much of that in Hollywood. Was that related just trying to fit into Hollywood?
I think a lot of it was. I mean, I really tried to fit into Hollywood because I thought that was going to be my thing. And I was looking to matter. I was looking for purpose. I was looking to find my place. So I tried to fill myself with outside validation, thinking that was what I needed. And I tried acting. I was doing TV, actually. And then back then it was suggested, to really be taken seriously, you have to do movies. So I started acting in movies, and I still didn't feel the way that I wanted to feel. So I entered into the music industry and did that for a while. And I just didn't feel the way that I wanted to feel. So I started to fill myself with substances. And as we know, that didn't work. And it really brought me to the precipice of life and death. I mean, I had a myriad of experiences, such as spending the night in jail, winding up in an ambulance, going into rehab. And it was a struggle to find my way.